kept dreaming about planes crashing. I'm not scared, but what does it mean? Hey everyone, I've been dreaming of planes crashing for a few months now. For background, I'm an aviation nerd and live all things planes. I think he meant to say love all things planes. But I keep dreaming of me looking at planes in the sky, acknowledging them, and they crash into the ground and explode. Yesterday, I had another dream that I saw a small plane taking off, and I said, I have a feeling it's going to crash, and then it did. I'm not scared of thinking next time I get on a plane I'll die or that some random plane will crash somewhere. I just genuinely wonder why I keep dreaming this so often. Please be nice. There is something that you need to move on from. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something that it's over and you need to move on. Yeah, that's all. The Hill of Infinite Doors. I had this dream last night and the imagery was so vivid I had to share it. I'm running through a well-paved street between hills, leading a group of people. We're being chased by something. The street curves along a tall hill, and this hill is completely covered in doors. Side to side, bottom to top, hundreds of them, all different colors and shapes, packed right next to each other. As we run, we're checking them desperately, but every single one is locked. With whoever's chasing us closing in, I finally find one that opens and yell for everyone to get inside. We enter and find ourselves in this labyrinth of hallways and corridors. That's when we realize the place is guarded by these humanoid automations. They're deaf, they can't hear us no matter how much noise we make, but they patrol the hallways trying to physically bump into intruders to kill them. They can see, but only at horizon level. They're dressed in formal black suits with silver visors, like men in black agents, so we all drop to our hands and knees to stay below their line of sight. An older man in the group panics and grabs onto my legs, clinging hard. I realize he's going to get us all killed because I can't move, so I start hitting him in the face to make him let go. After that, things get blurry. But the part I remember most clearly, at some point I opened one of the doors inside the labyrinth, and behind it was this vast, incredibly beautiful mountain landscape, way bigger and more expansive than anything that was outside. An entire world hidden behind a door inside a hill. I've been drinking a nightly herbal infusion of jujube, longan, linden, and tian mindong for sleep. And honestly, my dream recall has gotten noticeably better since I started. This was one of the most cinematic dreams I've had in a while. Ooh. So, interesting thing about this dream, so a couple videos ago, I did a video where I said, sometimes you'll have dreams that actually don't have a significant meaning in our waking lives. However, they could have a spiritual meaning, but for the most part, sometimes we just get dreams that they don't actually have significant meaning in our waking lives, but they're so interesting, so vivid, and we're just like, well, what was that? That was so crazy. This is just really, so the good thing about this dream is that it was kind of like a 2-for-1 combo for you, because this dream, although it doesn't have much meaning in your waking life, it kind of does, because it's basically just opening you up, expanding your horizons, bringing you more into a connection with the dream realm and with your truest form of yourself, the highest form of yourself, which is your spirit, just so that you can know that there are other realms, other frequencies to be observed at any given moment. So that's really fun, especially at the end when you said that you were drinking a dream infusion blend. You were drinking certain herbs to help with your dream recall. That can definitely help. I do know of some herbs and supplements that absolutely 100% do increase dream recall. That's a fact. I guess I could make a video about that, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about making a video about that. But absolutely, there are herbs and supplements, elements that when ingested, they definitely have an effect on your subconscious mind. They have a regulatory effect, especially the adaptogens. Adaptogens are really good for helping with dreams. I don't know if they're known for that, but this is just what I've observed. Like anytime that you take adaptogens in addition to certain herbs and supplements, yeah, your dreams will be on 1,000 all the time. You know, some of these dreams are literally just to get our consciousness activated and moving and get it out of that stagnant zone where, especially if we're in a state where we haven't had dreams in a long time, or rather I should say we haven't remembered our dreams, or it's hard for us to remember our dreams. Sometimes when you start breaking all of that down, and you start like doing things like mental exercises, or you start taking your herbal teas and remedies to help you, we do almost immediately start having those vivid dreams, just to get the kind of like the juices pumping and flowing, so that the real messages can come in. But first we just gotta, alert you and jumpstart it. It's kind of like when you're what I'm getting right now is like a battery that's like being jumped, like that first jolt of electricity. That's kind of like what these dreams can be sometimes. But another part though, the fact that he did see the part where he says, at some point I opened one of the doors inside the labyrinth, and behind it was this vast, incredibly beautiful mountain landscape. So basically, this is just the corridors of your mind. And, the old man represents the old you, trying to hang on to those old traditional norms that you're used to. You're kicking him away because you're annoyed at him. You're trying to move into this new, upgraded version of yourself, this new, more awakened version of yourself. And you're still having these just matrix-esque beings trying to keep you down, but they can't. And that vision was just basically you seeing your version of the light at the end of the tunnel, your happy ending. Limbo. I had a dream I was in this courthouse or cathedral. It was bigger on the inside than the outside. I was walking around outside. The windows looked like it was playing a loop of memories. Not my own, but then I came across these two groups of people. It seems like they were arguing who was getting to stay versus who was leaving. One of the gentlemen there, dressed in a nice suit, started walking towards the garden in front of the building. Then these pumpkin vines started stretching and wrapping around this guy and slowly pulling him into the earth. After that, I woke up. Okay, this one is very, very clear. So this dream is definitely an ascension dream. I'm not sure if you are a religious person or somebody who was indoctrinated in a certain religion growing up, but now you are at a place where you are trying to break free from religion, but you're not. No, you are. You're a person that's trying to break free from the religious dogma that you've been indoctrinated with your whole life. And this dream is a great example of what the masses feels like they would encounter. And this dream is actually a great example of what the masses will probably think they will encounter when they transition. This is actually a really good dream. So you actually titled this dream perfectly. So you knew exactly what this dream was when you posted it. You don't need our advice. You're a very powerful being and you already know what time it is. This dream was basically confirming what you knew all along. However, I will say you were on the outside observing, seeing what other people think or feel and other people's projections. You were actually in a plane of existence, a thought field of what people have imprinted on a mass level of consciousness, a plane of existence where it's such a heavy thought on the collective consciousness that this plane has manifested into existence, and it's actually a place that you can visit in the dream realm. It might look slightly different in different people's dreams, but this is actually a very common dream because this is what people believe is going to happen. So a lot of times when there is a very heavy, dense thought that is thunk by the collective, there are realms that you can visit that resonate on that same frequency. This is just basically a place that he visited. This person already knows that. I don't understand my dream. I had the weirdest dream last night. I'm a very spiritual person, but I've never had a specific spiritual awakening before. I was hoping someone could help me decipher it. It centered one of my favorite spiritual content creators. I was watching her face, like on the screen, but in front of me, speak about what I don't know. And I was just wishing that I could have a spiritual awakening just like she did. Suddenly, my vision blacked out, and in the bottom right corner, something blue popped up. I looked closer, and it was the face of an alien. While all this was happening, my body felt like it was in a trance, like it was floating. The blue alien face was easy to see, but suddenly it felt harder to stay in the trance. My eyes kept slightly opening and then closing again. I saw another alien face, this time gray and more dinosaur-like. I also saw very faint gray mandala shapes. I suddenly opened my eyes, still in the dream, and I saw the creator's face cackling at me. She was glowing red. I immediately knew she was the devil and had tricked me. I felt betrayed, but it also didn't seem to discredit my vision all that much. So, going back to what I mentioned a little while ago is all aspects of a dream are you for the most part in most cases. In this case, in her waking life, she is looking for an external spiritual awakening. She's looking for a spiritual awakening that she thinks that she's supposed to have. And because you probably follow or look at different spiritual content creators that, or even have spoken to some people that have described to you what their spiritual awakening was, doesn't mean that's how your spiritual awakening is going to be. No two awakenings are the same. And in some cases, there is not going to be a dramatic aha moment where the mushrooms are dancing and the Teletubby sun baby is smiling down at you. Like, no, like it's more subtle a lot of times. It's not going to be this grandiose thing, and it's not going to look exactly like anyone else's. So you're looking at this dream is basically showing you and telling you that you have to go within. And so it's not necessarily that the dream is showing you that she actually is the devil or that you should stop watching her. You can continue watching any spiritual content creator that you would like to keep your vibration at that certain frequency. But the thing is that you also have to start looking within. You're not a person that is a person that looks within. You probably don't meditate that often. I'm not getting that you meditate that often. You might dibble and dabble in reading books, but you have to see it for yourself. And right now it's very your spiritual, the spiritual aspect of yourself that you are trying to cultivate and develop, it's very external at this moment, which is fine, which is okay, because at some point that's where we all were, and a lot of times that's where a lot of people stay for their entire lifetimes. So now is definitely a time where you need to redirect that energy, focus on self, so that you can understand what true spirituality looks like, and what it means for you.